All right, I've decided I need to do a little video on this Liberty Safe deal. None of us out here know the entire story of what went on. Now, the individual that had the warrant against him evidently was arrested for January 6th stuff. And as far as I'm concerned, January 6th stuff is all bogus, but regardless, the DOJ is controlled by the Democrats, so they get to do what they want right now. And they got a warrant to search the property of this man's home. And evidently they searched a safe, but I don't know if he wouldn't give them the or wouldn't open the safe for them so that they could search it, or what. Now, there's a couple things they could have done there. Number one, they could have just called a locksmith to come out and drill the safe, and then the guy's going to have to buy a new safe because once the locksmith is done, it's ruined. So, you know, safes are $3,000-$4,000 and more today. So they get real expensive real fast. Well, the other thing is on this that they could have done was they could, because it had an electronic lock on it, everybody pretty much knows you can contact any safe manufacturer, not just Liberty. All of them that sell electronic locks have a backdoor key. That's a fact. And any safe company that tells you otherwise is lying to you. But the other thing they could have done was contact Liberty and get the master code to get into the safe. Now, they had a valid warrant to search property. We don't know how far this went. So, you know, maybe Liberty made a mistake there. Okay, let's just assume they did. Well, they quickly corrected their mistake by changing their policies so that in the future this won't happen again like this one did. They also are allowing you to opt out of having any information on your electronic lock in their database. So if you forget your code, or for some reason your code stopped working, or you went to reprogram it, you made a mistake and you locked your safe and now you can't get back into it, you had the option of calling Liberty to get the master code from them for your safe, and you need your serial number and stuff to do that. But to get the master code so that you could get back into your safe and then reprogram it again so that you could have your code that you wanted on your electronic lock. So this has been there with every single safe manufacturer out there. Fort Knox, Canon, American Security, you name the company. If they're selling electronic lock and they have the S&G and a couple other brands, the S&Gs are pretty much top of the line. But if they're selling them with the electronic lock, then they have a backdoor master code that can open that safe. And if they're telling you they don't, they're lying to you. Now, Liberty is giving you the option, like I said, to have all that deleted from theirs, but they point blank tell you also that if you ever have a problem with your electronic lock, we will not be able to help assist you in getting it open if you don't want a code in their database. So that means they're telling you you have to call a locksmith. And again, locksmith's going to end up drilling the safe, and boom, you're going to end up buying a new safe. Well, number one, it's foolish to purchase a safe with an electronic lock because, one, electronics can be hacked. Two, the very problem that just happened here is a prime example why you don't want an electronic lock with this Liberty situation. And again, Liberty's changed their policy. They corrected it. They fixed it. So if you really want to secure your safe, get an S&G manual dial combination lock installed on it. I have two safes. Both of them have the S&G manual dial combination locks. When I bought the safes, I discussed it with the locksmith company that sold the safes where I live, and we discussed it, and he said, well, both of them as far as security, will offer this equal amount of security from somebody breaking into it. They'll have to destroy either one in order to get in. However, he said, they have more problems with the electronic locks than they do with the dial combinations locks. So the dial combination locks, they rarely ever have an issue with one. But the electronic ones, he said, they quite often, they'll have problems with them and have to go out and make repairs or do things with them to get them working again. So if you really are interested in only having one code or one combination, then the dial lock's the only way to go. No one else has a copy of the code unless you give it out. So in my case, me and my wife are the only two that know our combination. Because when the locksmith company came out and installed our two safes, they set the combinations we wanted right here in our home. They did not write any of it down. We told them what to set it at, and I was standing right there with them when they did it. No codes were written, or no combinations were written down, so there's nothing on file anywhere. If I forget these combinations, then it's on me. I got to call a locksmith, come out and drill the thing to get it open, and that's my fault at that point. So I'm kind of perturbed that you got everybody now, and you have media sites. Oh, Liberty Safe's the new Bud Light. Well, first off, Liberty didn't do nothing close to what Bud Light did. Liberty isn't out there pushing the liberal transsexual agenda upon everybody. This was law enforcement who contacted them. They had a valid warrant, and Liberty has acknowledged that, yeah, that's probably, we should change our policy, and they did change their policy. Has nothing like InBev did with Bud Light. And InBev to this day has never apologized. Liberty Safes has stepped up. They've changed the policy. They've given you new options. You can have information that's already there deleted out. They will delete it now. So I just don't understand what the big push is to put Liberty Safes out of business. To me, it's a bunch of whine and crybabies is what it comes down to. They just want something to whine and cry about. And if that's hitting you where you don't like it, tough, because that's exactly what it is. Stop your whining and crying. Liberty did the right thing. They stepped up. They changed their policy. So now that this won't happen this way again in the future. And if Fort Knox, Cannon, American Security, or any of the others wants to blow smoke up your skirt, that's exactly what they're doing, blowing smoke when they tell you that, oh, no, we'd never do that. I guarantee you, this home just happened to have a security safe. If it had happened to have a Canon, an American Securities, a Fort Knox, or any of the others, and the FBI had called them companies would have given it up just as fast. Everybody knows it, and them companies know it. So to come out with their little under 2-minute videos as one came out, and others putting out statements, oh no, we'd never do that. I'm calling them liars right now. So stop the bashing of Liberty Safes. They corrected the problem. Move on.